Teebs and KidPhoenix podcast is now partnered with Dubby Energy. Dubby is an energy drink powder that is different from the energy providers of the past, using all natural energy from ripe coffee cherries to provide natural energy with no sugar, no calories, no artificial coloring, and no maltodextrin. Each serving of Dubby contains about 2 cups of coffee worth of caffeine, but since Dubby's formula is sugar-free, you get energy and focus without those anxious, jittery, or wired feelings. Just mix 1 rounded scoop with 8 ounces of water and you're good to go. Unlike energy in a can, you have the ability to control how much goes in. Want to take it a little easier? Drop in a little less powder. You're in control. Listeners to our podcast can receive 10% off their order by using promo code Teebs at checkout. Try any one of Dubby's 15 unique flavors, including cherry blossom or Japanese soda today, and experience the difference.
Powered by Riverside.
Oh, I feel for my brother. Feel for my brother. The street life used to be on. Straight up hustling till the break of dawn. Taught me how to do wrong right. Everything inside. But somehow things started to change.
San Diego Comic-Con 2026. What is up, everybody? We are here at the Neil Morgan Auditorium at the San Diego Central Library.
I love the Neil.
No, love the Neil. The Neil is a wonderful place, and we are always happy to fill the seats in here. I am KidPhoenix. This is the Teebs and KidPhoenix versus podcast. We are joined by 3 wonderful people that we have known to appreciate. They've been on the podcast before.
Well, 2 wonderful people and 1 not so wonderful person.
Okay, we're just going to leave it at that. We're not going to say who Teebs feels is not wonderful. See, I was going to be nice this entire podcast, and Teebs already started.
That's not our brand. That's not what we do.
So it is Teebs and KidPhoenix versus Tips for the Aging Nerd. So basically, the 5 of us here, everybody's giving a tip because we're all in that stage where we're getting gray hair and lower back pain and feet problems. So we just want to give advice as far as how we can go into nerddom with grace. Some more than others.
You can speak for yourself, but I'm like Leonardo DiCaprio in The Quick and the Dead. I just reached my prime.
Before I start, you may see on the screen there's a little QR code, and there's a reason for that. So if you go to that QR code, you will go to a Google form. Some people may not be comfortable in public, speaking in public, so that is a way. If you have a question, if you have a tip, you can go to the Google form, you can fill it out, and we will read it right here. There's also traditional Q&A, but, options.
A non-traditional. Listen, us aging nerds, we embrace the technology.
Yes.
That's one of the tips. Embrace the technology.
Embrace technology. So, of course, you hear Teebs' lovely voice. We are also joined by Vince Alvendia, a.k.a. Eggdropramen. Vince, how you doing?
I am well, thank you.
Very, very nice. Love the hat, love the gear.
It's for the culture.
Next to him, we have...
Hold on. Do we want... Vince, you're an artist. You do...
Art.
You do art.
He does art things.
I'm sorry, Vince is
I am a published illustrator and
writer,
comic artist, soon to be writer.
Autodidact.
What do you call me?
Autodidact. The person that...
I'm Catholic.
Okay. Next to him...
Hold on. Vince's table is located on the floor at...
Artist Alley in DD02, so come by.
Double D02 for Vince, Eggdropramen Studios. Next to Vince is a dear, dear friend of ours. Marion Copeland, a.k.a. Woobie, is in the house. Thank you for gracing us with your presence.
Hello.
Marion, how you doing?
I'm fantastic and well. And yourself?
I'm doing fine. It's nice. It's air conditioned in here. It's lovely.
It is lovely.
It's absolutely lovely. And
just a moment. Marion has a storied history working for just about every publisher in the business. We are.
Yes,
we are
my background,
trying to
I recently just wrapped up being the director of accounting at Mad Cave. I was the royalty manager and financial analyst at IDW. I was an athlete compensation analyst at Nike. I have a background in finance and royalties and participations, and so working with creatives and fandoms is in my wheelhouse.
Listen,
in the most respectful way, Marion has gotten around the industry. In the most respectful way possible that I can say that.
Respectful way possible.
listen, and I also want to say I wish somebody had told me that it was an option, because even if you are an accountant, you still get to say I work for Disney. So
Yes.
If you're a janitor, you could say you work.
that's true. That is true.
And technically, I do kind of work with Marvel with some of my comic side projects, so and Disney as well. So I am still in the comic bucket.
Always love having you and always speaking with you, Marion. Next to Marion, we have somebody that's not been on the podcast yet. This is his first time, and we're hoping that this nonsense does not deter him from being on future podcasts. It's Robert McKeone, everybody.
Hello. Howdy.
Robert is also a published, famous illustrator and artist. Robert also has a table in Artist Alley. Where's your table, Robert?
My table is located at EE09. If you're going down the main runway in Hall G to Funko, I'm right to the left.
Any Ninja Turtle fans in the audience, there's a print that Robert has, which is the Turtle character select screen from the video games. I'm totally getting that. I'm getting that this weekend. That is happening and is going on my mantle in my house. So thank you for that. And Robert, how are you doing today? It's Friday.
I'm doing pretty good. It's a little hot out there, so I hope I'm not
It is
sweating
very
too
hot.
much.
He's
but-
upright. He made it here.
He's upright. That's
Don't do it
the
on
bar.
Sunday morning.
That's the bar to clear on this podcast. It's very nice.
Yes, I am breathing.
Heavily.
That is the bar.
As we said in the beginning, this is Tips for the Aging Nerd, so it is 5 tips, and we're just going to go down the line here.
Well, first, let's just get some of the obligatory tips out of the way. Stretch.
Vitamins.
Exercise. If walking around this convention floor is the most exercise you get in a year, that is not okay.
Not okay.
Get
Not what you
your
want.
prostate checked.
Right. Oh yeah. Go get Roto-Rooter. That's important. Fiber. Whole lot of fiber.
Whole lot of fiber, yeah.
And yeah. So I think that's most of the easy stuff out the way.
Hydrate.
Gotta stay hydrated. Absolutely.
Hydrate. Got to stay hydrated.
Yeah. I think
That's the basics?
that's the basics.
All right, cool.
And you are not allowed to punch people who do not wear deodorant in the throat. I'm just letting you know. You will encounter them on the floor. Smile politely. Hold your breath. And walk
Did you
away.
find that out the hard way?
It is just a common occurrence. And
Okay.
So listen.
You can prepare all you want. It still will catch you by surprise, and your first reaction is to punch. But we're above that.
That's her
We're
Instagram
above
handle. Throat punch million.
Throat punching? That's where we are in 2026?
that. It's
TPM.
Comic-Con. I'm still upset that we don't stand to the right and walk to the left on the escalators.
Oh my
but
God, don't even get started on that.
I can't because apparently they don't do that here. Everywhere else in the free world except
Of course.
Comic-Con.
Tip number 1: just learn to let things go.
Yeah.
That's a brilliant segue.
But I digress.
And with that, let's start with Teebs here. Teebs, your tip for us aging nerds. You don't owe franchises anything, and franchises don't owe you anything either. Can you elaborate on that?
I would love to. So, this tip is basically, there's a lot of people and there's a lot of franchises out there where there's this feeling that, I'm a fan of Star Trek. Let's use Star Trek for example. I'm a fan of Star Trek. I like Star Trek. I love Star Trek, but I don't necessarily love all the new stuff. But So I don't really feel like I want to watch it, but
Your stance on mushroom technology is well versed.
listen,
on this
if
podcast.
I've been watching a show for over 60 years that's based in science, and then all of a sudden there's a new show that comes along, and now you're telling me that starships run on mushrooms, like I'm gonna take a little bit of a. I mean, there's only one kind of technology that should run on mushrooms, and that's Mario Kart. I mean, am I right? But yeah, it just means that I don't own this franchise, so they can make a show about a ship that runs on mushrooms. That's perfectly fine. It is your franchise. You can do whatever you want. Also, I don't owe you anything. I don't have to watch it. You don't have to say, "Oh, well, the show's not doing well because the fans aren't watching it." Well, the ship runs on mushrooms, so no, I'm not going to watch that.
So mushrooms only belong in Mario Karts and Coachella.
Listen. Whatever you choose to do with Coachella is your business.
That was a great Mario Kart joke. I'm proud of you.
I workshopped that a lot.
Nice.
I was in the lab.
Caught me off guard.
Let me just ask real quick, Robert, how do you feel about like such a stance like that, where it's just like these franchises have been around for a long time, and like you don't necessarily owe them anything, like your dollars, your attention, anything like that?
I mean, you really don't. That being said, I didn't have as big of a problem with mushroom spore drives.
Right. It's a big world, and like everybody's entitled to their opinion, however wrong they are. But
you really, again, about letting things go. Like okay.
You're right. I forgot tip number one.
Marion, like this is interesting that Teebs brings up mushroom technology, because do we need to do we need to get into the Sonequa Martin Green bit? Like, should we just not do that?
No, don't do that.
We don't have to do that.
It's
No,
okay.
that will lead into other things. It would then become a panel of yelling at Teebs.
Yeah.
Not that wouldn't be fun, but that's not what we're here
It
for.
is always
Next
fun.
year, 2027, everybody can come yell at me.
All right, so here's my little tidbit. You can like what you like, and I can like what I like. And that's perfectly okay if we don't like each other's things. I happen to like shows based off of where the starships are based on mushroom technology.
That's great for you.
Teebs, not necessarily.
That's great for you.
There are things that I'm into that you're not into, and vice versa. That's the beauty of the nerd space. We don't all have to like the same things. It's okay. But as a caveat, certain fandoms are treated like religions. And I'm sorry, but I turn the door away from Jehovah's Witnesses all the time, so I'm well versed in knowing how to say, you know what? No, I'm not. I don't subscribe to that. I don't follow it. If you like it, good for you. That's great.
What, pray tell, fandoms might you be talking about?
I would rather not say
Okay,
on this
yeah, that's
podcast.
fine.
I don't want to anger anybody. We are at a comic book convention after all, so I'll just say they probably know who they are. I'll just put it that way. I'll just leave it there. If you think it's you, it might be. It might not be.
It's probably not you. Everybody in this room is great. You're all perfect.
Everybody in this room is fantastic.
You're all the problem. That's why we're here.
Now, Vince, to that effect, like we're all of the same age, and you're one of the panelists that has children.
Yes.
So when it comes to like, for example, how old is your daughter?
My youngest is 10.
Yeah.
So are there things
Which
that
one?
Good
Good grief, man. I'm not Nick Cannon.
Okay, that was uncalled for. So Vince, your daughter's 10.
Yes.
Are there things that your daughter are into, and you're just like, you know what, have a ball?
Actually, she, because I raised her so well, she lines up with a lot of what I'm interested in. But her older siblings, when they were younger, I had a serious problem with the Wiggles.
Wow.
Listen, this is not about medical issues.
No, not. Well, I mean.
Wrong
Yeah.
Wiggles, Teebs.
No,
Wrong
the
Wiggles.
Wiggles, the Australian guys with, fruit salad, yummy, and all that. Yeah, I couldn't stand it.
But at the same time, like, you were one of those fathers and one of those nerds that's just like, you like what you like, that's cool. That's your entry into the nerd space. And that's kind of how I look at this take that I have. It's just like, if this is your way into the nerd space, welcome.
Yes.
Nerd space.
What?
I'm thinking of nerd space. I'm thinking like
Yeah, the way in is
it's like a
mushrooms, bro.
dimension with
It's not complicated
The
physics,
way in is
Teebs.
mushrooms.
a lot of Devo playing.
Listen, I know we're nerds, but we're not like quantum physics, advanced chemistry nerds. Like, there's a difference.
Okay. Yeah. Fair
Yeah, I
enough.
got
Don't
like
tempt me for no quantum physics.
Got like a D in
information.
biology.
No particle physics? Yeah.
I do not have no idea where the Higgs boson is. Don't ask.
Wow. Who's that? I haven't met him yet.
So now we come to Vince, and this is probably one of my favorites. Chillax on your reactions to reboots. Nobody is killing your damn childhood. Keep an open mind.
Did you actually write chillax?
If I
Yes.
did, I'm hip, dude.
It was in the email that he
Bro,
wrote.
yeah, chillax. Hey, man,
The first word was chillax.
I'm
It's
cool with the
there.
kids. I'm on fleek. You know, we're about to get litty up in here.
Is that right? Wow.
Did you just use the
No
phrase
cap.
on fleek?
Yeah,
Oh, you're old.
bruh.
Jesus.
No,
On fleek.
hey,
Jesus, we're
no,
old.
no cap. No cap.
Get out. sorry, Vince. You're off the
No
panel.
cap.
Sorry.
That's on me, bro. On me.
All right, but Vince, kind of elaborate on the creation of this take here.
So I got really. It started with the first Bayformers movie, and it kind of spiraled after that. And then it went to Ghostbusters. But everybody's claiming like, "Oh, this movie is killing my childhood. They're killing my childhood. They're ruining." Nobody's ruining anything, dude. Just because there's a new Transformers or a new Ghostbusters doesn't mean the thing that you love doesn't exist anymore or that it replaces it. It's still there. There's this technology called streaming. We all subscribe to it. You can revisit those things. And to that point, what we're talking about, generational fandoms, what we have to accept is a lot of this stuff isn't for us. It's for our kids. And I say that from the perspective of a parent. And I happen to enjoy the first Bayformers. The other ones were not so much, but the first one, I could see why my son was so jazzed on it. And actually, it was a gateway for me to introduce him to the G1 cartoon, which he thoroughly enjoyed. But I wasn't going to poo-poo his fandom and be like, oh, this isn't real Transformers, you should check out he loved it, and a lot of fans forget. A typical example is the Star Wars prequels, when they came out. And this is before social media. There was so much hate for Hayden Christensen for the second and third movies. And Jake Lloyd.
Yeah.
And they blame these poor actors, and it's like, you forget, somebody wrote this that they had to spew, okay?
Right.
And I remember living in that time, and I personally loved the prequels, because it was anything Star Wars. We were starving for Star Wars. I was happy to have Star Wars. Now you go to a convention, and standing ovations for this man, and he deserves it.
Absolutely.
I'm at best too.
Ahmed Best, I am a big Jar Jar fan, dude. Like, I don't care. And people forget I remember when I was a kid, I loved Return of the Jedi. And all my older friends called it the teddy bear movie.
They still call it that.
Yeah, so it's like, not everything is for you, it's fine. Like, in a nutshell, I like hip-hop and R&B. I don't like Tin Pan Alley bluegrass music, but I'm not going around like Marion throat punching people, just saying, no, this shouldn't exist, you're killing my musical hood. No, they can live in the same space. You can choose what you consume.
I kind of take objection to the whole music thing, where it's just like, I don't listen to any music before 2005. But again, if that's what you're into, just taking my own advice, good for you. I'm glad you're listening to music. And if that is kind of like what you're saying with reboots, if that's kind of like a gateway into what we grew up with, and if you watch it and consume it, then that's also fantastic.
Well, I mean, my last point on that is like, on top of that, don't gatekeep. Don't be like, oh, are you a Star Wars fan? If so, have you seen this? Oh,
Hey,
you don't need to do that.
Don't.
Oh, wait, is that somebody's tip?
Yes, don't step on somebody's toes.
Oh, my bad.
That's Robert's.
Is that
Yeah, man.
Bob's? Well, I don't know who Robert is, but I know Bob.
Vince is taking over this whole
Oh,
thing.
dude, sorry, dude. Hey,
That is my tip, man. Back off.
So now Robert's going to have to come up with something on the fly. That's awesome.
Dang
He's
it.
fine. He's fine. Robert is
fine.
Marion's got notes.
We'll make it work.
I know Marion's up here with
Well,
lots
just
of
jump to Robert and piggies that way because
Oh,
they're
yeah,
in
that's right,
sync.
yeah,
Yeah,
just do
skip
that.
me and go to Robert since they're
piggyback.
they're
Yeah.
piggy.
Oh, we could do that. That's
more
solutions.
Good
Solutions
Marion.
oriented.
That
No,
enhances,
smash the patriarchy.
that enhances.
Why are you skipping Marion?
Well, see, but then I follow up and tie it all together, so I think that works. It
That's
keeps
fine.
the
All right,
cohesion.
we'll go with that.
All right, my bad. No cap.
Okay, so here's. I just put Bob because that's
fine.
what Teebs told me
I don't
to
know who
do.
this Robert character.
Yeah.
I mean, it is cool. I answered to both, but yeah, it is Bob out on the exhibit hall floor. My booth is BobDrawsStuff, so we can go with Bob,
All right.
even
Bob.
though even though legally it's Robert. It's
Okay.
fine.
On the birth certificate it says Robert, not Bob.
Correct.
Okay. But for the purposes of this podcast and to keep it moving, it's Bob. Okay.
It's Bob.
If you're a fan of a thing that's been around several decades, for example, Star Wars and/or Star Trek, The Simpsons, Batman, etc., don't gatekeep because your era of it was the best, parenthetically, even if it was.
Bro, that's what I said.
That's not exactly what you said.
Yeah, which is probably where you got it from. But before I dive into my topic, I just wanted to circle back to Teebs real quick. Star Trek, that was created and broadcast when?
Well, the first episode, I believe, went out in 1966.
The 60s?
Yeah.
So
Is that
you mean to tell me that old school Star Trek was not run on mushrooms?
Not canonically. Not canonically. Wow. Yeah. Cool. I'm not the one that concentrate.
I've seen Pluto's stepchildren, and yeah, there were a lot of mushrooms involved, but like not canonically.
All right, well, I just wanted to touch base on that.
So hold on, I gotta do this.
Oh wow, okay. No, next year we dunk on Teebs. This year we just do this.
What do you mean? Next podcast we dunk on Teebs. That's what,
Next minute.
next minute, yeah.
Like,
He's going to say something stupid in, I don't know.
Yeah,
4
give
minutes.
him 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So Bob, you're the gatekeeping, right?
Yes.
Like that's a term that's like, I don't want to be disrespectful, but it is fairly new, like 10, 20 years maybe.
yeah, it is what the kids say.
Kids that are learning from us on this podcast.
Yes.
What are some of your like biggest examples of such a thing that you've seen either like on your time at different comic book conventions or just on social media, things like that?
Well, anyone who knows me personally knows I am a big Batman nerd.
Yes.
And Batman is one of those properties that's been around. The comics coming up 90-ish years at this point. There's been several iterations on screen, both big and small. And everyone has their favorite Batman. I'm sure we could run down the row here and everyone would have a different answer. Mine is Kevin Conroy. Anyone else have a favorite Batman?
Mine is also Kevin Conroy.
I'm not mad at Ben Affleck.
Okay. That is
Not
why.
bad either.
You're all wrong, Michael Keaton.
Keaton's good. Yeah.
Keaton's
good.
Adam West.
And Adam West.
There's always one. There's always one Adam West guy.
It's Teebs.
And it's Teebs.
All right, so case in point, we have, even on this panel, even though we're all close in age, we all have our favorite Batman. And so, again, like mine's Kevin Conroy, mostly the animated series from the 90s. I mean, he continued for 30 years up until his death. I mean, he is the voice I hear when I read a Batman comic. That's my reason. That being said, though, right now, Team Edward is Batman, and And so we brought in some of the Twilight people with Robert Pattinson, and I am a ride or die Kevin Conroy fan. I'm not going to be like, yo, Team Edward peeps, go over there. No, thank you. That is not going to be me. Welcome. I am glad you're embracing the Bat. Here's some comics I recommend you read. I recommend you watch the show. And that's really what I mean about not gatekeeping, because Batman is one of those characters that's pliable. You can mold him to a new era. And a lot of the franchises do that. Star Wars, Star Trek even, although they're still on the shrooms, Teebs. So basically, I love Batman. I have my era, but I'm not going to force people to be like, no, you must live in the Kevin Conroy era.
And I think gatekeeping, I absolutely, I totally am in agreement with you in the simple fact that, I welcome everybody, no matter, I think all of us do, even in the audience here. If that's your way in, then fantastic. But don't shut people out because they don't have the same opinion as you.
Can I just add something here? I mean, I know for a lot of us older nerds, our entree into nerddom was fraught with gatekeeping at every level. There were a bunch of people that were like, well, you don't really know Spider-Man unless you've read Amazing Fantasy, blah, 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 or whatever. And it's like we had to overcome those hurdles to be able to engage in this hobby in the way that we do. And there's a lot of kind of feeling like, well, hey, I had to struggle to get here, so why do you get to just walk into this fandom and be okay? But, you got to, resist that urge, I guess.
So, if I may, really quick, I had a different experience.
Is that right?
I wanted to share what I was into, but I couldn't find anybody to share it with because it wasn't cool enough. And that's why it shocks me that there is gatekeeping. Because it's don't you want to share what you're passionate about with other people so they can enjoy it too? Why are you putting up a barrier to something you love?
I remember when if you wanted manga, you had to go to the comic shop to a secret section behind a beaded curtain, and there was a dude that would take you back there, and you'd see all this dubs of redubs, and but now you can go to Barnes and Noble and pick that up, and it's okay, no, they don't have to go through the same things that we had to go through, but
oh my gosh, is this your 5 miles to school story?
Yes.
You guys have it so easy. Kid, when I was your age, I had a 7th generation college dub of Macross.
I had to watch my Dragon Ball on beta.
And the thing is, if it's popular these days, you don't even have to go to the Barnes and Noble to necessarily buy it. You know where you
It'll
could
come
go.
right into your house.
You know where you could go.
Into your eyeballs.
You could go to places like your local San Diego Central Library.
Oh, that's true.
Example.
You could come to the San Diego Central Library. Nice work. Nice work.
That was smooth.
Nicely done.
Always the company man, always media trained, All right. I guess we'll circle back. This one is interesting, and it's one that I can't wait for because I need to know how this came about.
Dude, she's got a bibliography.
There's highlights involved.
I need to preface this real quick. Marion, first let me just read it. It's not stalking, it's research. The art of the celebrity deep dive. Okay. I'm gonna ask that you be real careful here.
I don't know.
So that you're not giving people wrong tips.
No, I think
because
these aren't tips.
Because
this is a reality check. I think that the answer nowadays when you go on social media, and social media has blown this up to the point of this isn't just a millennial thing or a Gen, where are we now, Z thing. There are boomers and Gen Xers who make it their full-time job to follow and stalk celebrities, calling it not stalking, but researching and making this information that no one has asked for available. And the problem with that one of my big issues with that is it gets monetized because of social media. So the more that they post and their social media is monetized, they're getting paid to create the chaos. And that's a little problematic. And another piece is I think we need to touch grass. So there are a couple key things that come with this. You came for the movie, but now you're staying for the metadata. You're analyzing their Instagram, and you're watching that more than the actual work. You're kind of missing the point. You've now gone from fan to a digital detective, so to speak, because you don't care anymore. I like him, so now I have to be that fan. You know their coffee order, but they don't know your name? I mean...
That's too much.
That's
too much.
This is the definition of parasocial relationship, and that is so prominent because of social media with TikTok or Instagram that you're looking for that engagement. And celebrities, even business people, they're learning to make that connection so that they can get fans or customers, and then I'm liking everything. And, I have a social media team who likes a post that you make. But, no, it's not the social media team. He actually saw that. He loves me. We have a connection. Like, you make that, and now you're in fantasy land. I think a good case of that is a social media profile called Club Chalamet. I don't know if any of you heard this lady. Well... And I know, however you feel about Timothée Chalamet, it's however you feel, but she followed and promotes and shows up at all of his red carpet events or viewings and wants that connection. Now she's getting paid from her media, social media, but now she's also getting that fame. TMZ will contact her to see if rumors are particularly true. She's behind campaigns against Kylie.
It's just way too much.
I'm sorry, I don't have time in a regular day to log on to even check emails all the time.
Yeah.
Who has time to do this? The other thing that we tend to do now is, I like him, and I think we'll use the heated rivalry boys as an example of this. Because they're the it thing right now. I need to know who their relationships are. Now, we all know Hudson Williams has a girlfriend, and he's never hid her. He talks about her all the time. But you would think that he and Connor are in an open relationship.
Yeah.
Because someone said, okay, I saw Connor wear the same hat that Hudson wore on Thursday. And then when they had dinner at this Canadian restaurant, I noticed that their shoes were the same. How about everyone can own a pair of Nikes? I don't know. Call me crazy, but that's
so
possible.
Real quick, Teebs, do you think that we've gotten to a point where, from everything that Marion is saying, have we gotten to a point where, everybody is too accessible as far as, celebrities?
You can choose to not be on Instagram.
I mean, yes.
Or you can be Lionel Richie in a song.
Why is Lionel Richie catching strays today?
That Hello song?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, is it me you're looking for?
Yeah.
Get it?
Nice, well played.
Yeah, I think Johnny Depp was supposedly here yesterday.
He was.
He was.
I think
Supposedly.
but I didn't. He was in the Ebenezer deal, so I know nobody knew it was actually him until I saw him on Facebook. But
he was cosplaying.
But yeah, just show up and you don't have to announce it. You don't have to be all over social media with it. John Cena was just hanging out in the gas lamp on Wednesday night.
Well, John Cena gets seen in PB, so
I know, but I'm saying that's much cooler than just being all over social media all the time.
it's not about you can be a influential person and a celebrity and be on social media.
Right.
You are entitled to your privacy.
Oh yeah.
You shouldn't have to worry that someone has gone through public records, found your address, found your birth certificate, which anyone can now, you can log in and order if you have any information. So, and goes through your social media to find your best friend from second grade and reads a story about how you had a nightmare and peed the bed in their house. I don't. Why do we need
It
to
is
know
out
that?
of
That is way.
control.
Well, listen, that's not just social media.
We-
That's just digital everything at this point.
Being a fan is normal. Being curious is human, and that's normal. As a fan, I may or may not have a life-size Jason Momoa cutout in my office.
Are you pointing to me?
That is definitely something that.
That's-
Yeah, so that
really
my
that's a real
office
thing.
at my office space in IDW, and anyone at IDW will tell you, was curated to give me comfort and rest. Do I
staring
stalk?
at Jason Momoa does that for you?
Okay, look, I brought some
He's
visuals.
got some big, comforting arms.
Now,
Oh my God, she actually really did.
when you see this picture, it calms you because you think you think to yourself, "Dear God in heaven, I would eat melted ice cream off of this man."
So
What
for those
that
who-
doesn't
so
make
for the
me want
people-
to do
So for
is
the people
find
that are
out what he
only
did last night. I don't care. I don't care. Look at him. I don't care.
so for the people that are only listening to this podcast
I mean-
that aren't here,
Thank you.
Marion is holding up various pictures of Jason
It's like I'm in
Momoa.
college again and willing to
This-
experiment.
This man he could walk down there right now covered in dirt. I would get up from this table and walk out. Like that, I'm not going to stalk him, but okay.
Gents, I think we should go and
Look.
leave Marion her alone time.
Okay, I
There's
think
nothing
we
wrong
need an
with being a
intervention
sweet young tender. And
Hands above the table.
you know, the as a firm member of the Cougar Coalition, I'm okay with this, but at no point in time do I want to know what shoe size or where he went or what his girlfriend does. I don't care. That's a level. If I met them in some other situation or we end up working in some format and we have a conversation and I learn that information organically, fantastic. I just don't think, I think we're crossing this line and calling it, oh, it's not, I'm not stalking, I'm just learning. No, you're not. We've crossed the line. If what you're doing you wouldn't do to your neighbor, we've crossed the line. Like, it's too much. Be the fan. Buy the merchandise. Read the books. And going back to this, thing, if maybe some of the fans would actually read the comics and the books, then they probably would like or dislike the
how novel.
renewals. But I mean, we are at Comic-Con, and given that studios are here, the mere fact that many of these people don't read the actual comics or many of the scripts don't pertain to the actual comic writers, I digress. It would just bring it all together. But we don't need to know their coffee order. We don't need to know what their mother cooked for dinner. We don't need to show up to every single red carpet, traveling around the world. And I'm sorry, if you do go to the red carpet, why you're bringing the books? You're showing up at the airport because you found the airport tracker of like. And how are you paying your bills if you're doing all this? I miss it because you can't always sell that information. TMZ isn't paying for everything, so
Footstagram.
Woobie's just coming with the straight auntie energy right now.
it's too much. Just be the fan, but let them be an coexisting human being in the same world. I don't want you all to know some of the stuff in my life. I don't want to dig in yours. You have a right for that
We already know
privacy.
way too much.
Yeah.
I'm
Way
an
too
open
much.
book.
So, real quick, I just thought of something off the dome because we have 3 illustrators on the panel between Teebs, Vince, and Robert. The concept of technology and how it's always changing, and now we're in this artificial intelligence age, and I know that's taking a big strain on artists, illustrators, writers. And as the 3 of you kind of age into more decades, I'll just put it that way. How difficult, what kind of challenges is it now to try to embrace or battle artificial intelligence in the same way when digital creation first started back in the, late 90s, early 2000s?
I'm battling artificial intelligence. I feel.
I don't
like
think we're
Neo
battling
or
artificial
like Sarah
intelligence.
Connor or
Yeah,
something.
I think we're battling the corporations that
Yeah.
are actually trying to replace us with it, because in the end, AI is just a technology.
Right.
When Photoshop came out, everybody and their mom put a lens flare on everything. And that's the same thing that's happening with AI. And unfortunately, I talked to some colleagues before the show and during the show that told me they're jobless right now because their department's gone replaced with AI technology. But that being said, I had an interesting conversation with an artist named Sean Cheeks Galloway. Because of AI, he's moved back to traditional art. And for a lot of us, it's kind of made us stronger in a sense as far as our skill set and our artistic abilities, because we have that solid foundation that we don't need AI. You know, we're the proof that you don't need AI to be creative. AI it's Cliff Notes. It's for people that are lazy and don't want to do the work.
And then, Robert, do you kind of feel the same way?
Yeah, it's pretty much the same. I actually have seen it on the floor because I do have prints that I drew and I digitally colored.
And where? Name names.
Name names.
I want to know.
We'll go over there and
I
regulate
need their
it. Fine.
table.
Marion will throat punch them.
Well, they're supposed to be monitoring AI. There's supposed not to be any AI art
See, here's the problem.
in Artist Alley.
Here's
on
the
floor.
problem. The thing that's monitoring the AI is AI.
That's so meta.
So like as I was saying, I do have digital prints, but I also have hand-drawn original art too. And I have seen a spike in people flipping through the original art because they do genuinely want that. Like, I think the whole corporation AI push it hasn't reached it yet, but it is getting oversaturated. And people can tell when they look at it, they're like, that looks like AI. So people want that traditional sense, and I've seen that in my sales. So,
Yeah,
There's
you'll
always gonna-
notice that in the pinup stuff. Everyone wants to be J. Scott Campbell, but they can't draw like J. Scott Campbell.
Yeah.
And so to do a pinup girl, maybe some of them have never seen a nude woman before, and it shows in their art. But if you do it in AI, you now will have that sale.
Well, I mean, you guys remember when Toy Story first came out, and all of a sudden everybody had a 3D animated movie, and they all sucked? Because the assumption was, oh, if it's 3D animation, the kids are going to love it, forgetting that you still need story and design involved. I feel like that's what AI is going through right now.
And listen, nobody that's a real illustrator or a real artist is really that scared of AI, because we all
Yeah.
understand we're not in the making images business.
I am so dope, I'm not scared.
But we're really not. I mean, we are in the selling images business, but we're more about selling our feelings about the things that we're making images of, and AI can't do that. So, my take on AI is I'm more okay with it just because there's a number of steps, especially if you're trying to create something all on your own, like I do with comics. There are certain steps that are just monotonous grunt work that normally gets farmed out. And if AI could take over some of that, like if they invent an AI that learns how to flat, I will buy it immediately. Because flatting is just like this thing where you have to break down everything so that you can color it later. And I'm not asking the AI to color for me. I'm just asking the AI to separate everything so I can color it later. Like, that would be fantastic. But yeah, using AI just to like generate complete images or complete stories or to basically be an art department for you, no, that's no good.
So I actually feel real bad now because a lot of the images that I
Don't
use as
mention
far
it.
as
Don't
like
talk about that.
we're not gonna talk. Okay, all right, fine.
No, it's fine. He does, but that's only because I'm too lazy to get off my butt.
No, it's not. No, okay. No, I'm going back. I'm pushing back on that right now.
Okay.
It's not because he's too lazy. It's because you have a full-time job and you do the art stuff on the side.
Mm-hmm.
So I do not want to burden you with coming up with a graphic every week.
Yeah, well,
You should.
I appreciate that.
See?
I appreciate that.
See, we clown on each other, but like at the end of the day, I tolerate, I guess is the word.
The feeling's not mutual.
That's fair. We've been brothers for almost 46 years, so it's just bound to happen.
Oh, right. You're
November.
more than that for me.
Sorry, I guess. I don't know. So we have some time for additional Q&A. If anybody has like a cool tip for us aging nerds, The microphone is right there. Come on up if you like. If you fielded a question in the Google form, I will log into that right now. But there is plenty of time. So if anybody has anything, yes.
Hi there. So to kind of go off of what they're talking about and how we know so much more about the celebrities and the creatives and the people who take part in making the things that we love, we are becoming aware of qualities about these people that are less than wholesome. So how do you, as an aging nerds, navigate the minefield of your fandom being jaded?
I think that comes in with age, because I don't want to be held to a standard from when I was a 16-year-old kid and doing things. And I'm so grateful that there was social media around that time, like there is now. But I agree. There are just some basic things that oversee that. Obviously, sexual harassment or such an extreme case of racism that it can't be overlooked. Not that they're not entitled to have those viewpoints. Everyone is entitled to have those viewpoints. For me, as a consumer, I know my money is not going to someone who thinks that I'm less of a person because of the color of my skin or that I have boobs. If they were doing something, and we've seen, some digging from things in social media from high school and things of that, I'm okay if we ask them, hey, you're going to tell me that back in, 1999, when you were 16, you didn't realize what a swastika was, or explain to me the content of that. They're a kid. They're still a kid, and kids do stupid things. Stupid things, knowing what it is. They do stupid things. That's one thing, and I look at it that box. But if they're a celebrity that's older or just mean to wait staff, horrible, doesn't pay, then that's another. And then as consumers, we get to make that determination. Do we support that behavior? And it's not a negative bomb comment on the thing. It's we don't go to their movies. We don't support the stuff. And that's where it goes. Yeah. And then that behavior, that's the consequence of that behavior. Everyone can change, I believe. Like Chris Brown is selling out in all of his tours, but he has a... We don't need to do that. We don't need to do that. But he has a pattern of domestic abuse, starting when he was young. And even though, some changes, but then he reverts, he still has that following. So people make those choices. I don't listen to R. Kelly anymore, and I really miss Step in the Name of Love, but I can't do it because of that, and that's my choice.
That's the exit music. Do I need to take that out? It's a joke. Totally kidding. Absolutely kidding.
Next question, please.
Next question. Okay. Okay. This is from the Google forms. Find joy in noob education. I totally agree with this.
Find joy in noob education.
Nude?
Noob.
Oh!
EWB.
I was like, that's always a joy. Like, who doesn't find joy in that?
We can pull out the Connor Story picture again.
NEWB, Vince, noob education.
Yes.
Or at least that's how I always thought it was spelled NOOB, but whatever. I 100% agree.
It's the Queen's English versus American.
Queen's English, right? Okay. I 100% agree with this, and I think it lends itself back to what Bob was saying before about like gatekeeping and just like don't do that. Like if somebody is interested in, like for example, Bob was saying Batman, then just like let them find their own way in, and then you can educate them further later. But don't like shut them out because they don't like specifically what you grew up with.
Did you know Batman had an anti-shark spray? Because he does.
I love sparkly
I knew. Batman has everything.
Well, part of the problem now too is with all of these stories and movies, they don't associate the movie with the original source material. Like someone was mentioning they were watching The Old Guard, and I go, "Oh, have you read the comic?" They didn't even know it was a comic, or the Heated Rivalry was a series of books, or Lock and Key, where things like that. That everything on Marvel came from a comic.
Yeah.
That some people are like, oh no, it was the TV show. Ironheart was the TV show. I'm like, no, Ironheart was we should have a test. You can't like something unless you know how to spell Bill Sienkiewicz and have read at least 2 arcs.
I don't know.
That's gatekeeping.
Is it gatekeeping,
Sounds a little gatekeeping.
Is it gatekeeping, or is it informed encouragement to learn about something that they're going to love?
So, you wrap your arms around them and you say, hey, this is Bill Sienkiewicz.
Yeah.
This is...
You act like Jason Momoa, and you wrap your big arms around them.
We have one. We have one last person. We have somebody at the microphone here. So yes.
Hi. Some of your tips were about like things to avoid doing as a fan, but I was curious to hear like what are the best parts about being an aging fan, or like what's gotten better about
Nude
fandom as you've gotten
education.
older?
The having money part definitely helps.
Yeah, having money is great.
Dude,
It's fantastic.
grown folk money.
Nothing
Yes.
is better than being a nerd and
I
having
don't
a lot
have
of
to ask
disposable
my
income.
mom.
It's fantastic.
To get the thing from behind the beaded curtain for me.
That's
Whoa.
kind of the big one for me.
Right. How much? Wait, how much is that statue?
Grown
$250.
folk-
Here you go.
Done.
I paid $150 for this magazine with this person on the cover. Okay, yeah. Like, all right. Money is the thing, and I also think the availability of we can drive to go stand in line,
That's right.
and for a signing or of their liquor line, or some people may have been an extra in a film that one of their people were in. So, you have those options as an older person that you may not have thought of because you were younger and you had to get permission. But now you're like, PTO, flight, boom.
Damn right.
It's fun
Which
too.
is why we're all here.
Exactly.
What's fun from a parent's perspective is seeing your kids discover the same fandoms.
Yes.
It's really, really fun.
Question, sir. Yes. Or tip, whatever.
What would be a tip for the aging nerd, for example, for the counterpoint for gatekeeping? For example, for new generations that are basically getting that stigma that we're getting aged out for when, for example, they come in and see the new movies and stuff like that, and instead we try to inform them like, hey, this comes from a comic, and instead of them being interested, they're all like, oh, that's old, we don't care about that.
Oh, violence.
So now we can throat punch.
Yeah.
Violence without love.
Yeah.
No,
Straight up violence.
I think, and because you do see that a lot with films and with music, because there's so many mixes, and we'll know a song and be like, oh, that was from Average White Band, back in da 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 da, and I'm like, it's the same thing with films. If they're unwilling to hear where the original thing came from, and they're unwilling to take that extra step if they love it so much, or to see what it was, that falls on them, because you can only provide them the option of, hey, you like that? Well, here's where it came from, and I have a copy. You can read it, or here's this album you'll love, and you'll hear where these songs came from.
Oh, real quick.
Some people actively don't want to hear it, and they want to stay in that bubble, which is how you get the Total Recall remake, because they just stay in that bubble. And
This is the easy way. You're watching X-Men '97. Oh, you want to learn more about Apocalypse? Only one place to find that out, baby. Right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we're gonna end it right there. We will return in Avengers Doom. No, we're not. No, we're not. We're not. Sorry. We'll return for Series 6. This acts as our series finale for Series 5. Teebs and I are taking our OSHA-mandated hiatus. We'll be back in October for Series
OSHA.
6.
Which villain is that?
Huh?
OSHA. What comic is that from?
Not really sure, but we'll figure it out.
And just one final look here, just so that you have it for your day. Yeah.
Thank
there
you,
go.
one and all. We appreciate having you.
Nice,
having
nice. I
you
like
here.
it.
We'll see everybody on the floor. Enjoy the rest of your Comic-Con. Talk to everybody soon.
Oh, I feel for my brother. And as time passes by, I see you're not satisfied.